Wendee Long is a 46-year-old principal in a middle school in Denton, Texas. And recently she got arrested because she put a hidden camera in the locker room during her daughter's basketball game. Now, this is at a high school, and she was concerned that her daughter's coach was yelling at the players too much and was being abusive, so she wanted to catch it on camera. Now, officials got a hold of the tape, they reviewed it, and they saw that, there's nothing, in the tape that shows the basketball players nude or, undressed or anything like that. But of course, this is illegal wiretapping. So she did get arrested for it, and she faces a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison because of it.
Now, if she was the dad, here we go again with my double stand. If she's the dad, I don't believe her for a second that she's trying to catch the principal yelling or the coach yelling or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Like, you put a camera in an underage girl's locker room, oh, hell no, right? Now, since she's the mom, I kind of believe her. But does that mean, 20 years is too long either way, right? But should she go to prison?
No.
You think no? That's interesting. What do you think?
Based on what we know right now, I would say no, but I want a very thorough investigation, regardless of if it's a man or a woman, because I could totally see my mom, as overprotective as she was when I was in grade school, totally doing the same thing. If other basketball players were complaining that the coach was being abusive or something, I could totally see her like trying to catch him on tape or something to prove that this coach is bad news and we should get rid of him. So that's why I'm uncomfortable with it. But I would want investigators to talk to the basketball players. Do you think your coach is abusive? Do you think that this woman did it because she was genuinely trying to protect her daughter and the players? I don't know.
Yeah, you just can't put a camera in a girl's locker room. The fact that they didn't catch anyone nude coincidentally on tape is irrelevant, right? Because obviously somebody could have been nude, and then you got a disaster on your hands. And she should have known better. She's the principal. I don't know what kind of punishment she should get. Obviously, she should get something to make sure she doesn't do it again, and we got to set a standard that makes sense for everybody. 20 years is also obviously way too harsh. I don't know, you're saying not. I mean, like a year even seems too long, doesn't it? But on the other hand, what if it was a guy and he got girls who were naked? Then you say a year is not too long.
I think we're breaking this invasion of privacy statutes and this whole reasonable expectation of privacy and all of this stuff. I think we're breaking these laws every single day with these phones in all kinds of rooms. People are being recorded everywhere. If a guy's standing up and giving a speech to a group of people or a small group of people or just a Q&A with someone and he's getting, it's all about, do you have an expectation of privacy? Did I know I was being recorded? And I just think that is so murky now with the way technology has just exploded. So,
there's that great irony that our government is wiretapping us all the time.
Right. Yes.
Right. And so, to Brian's point, so they get to do the warrantless wiretapping. That's a gross invasion of our privacy on a massive scale.
Right.
And then the government turns around and arrests someone for doing warrantless wiretapping.
And with a group of, in a locker room where they were just basically trying to protect, the intention was to protect the girls and to protect them from an abusive coach.
But nonetheless, I think the government shouldn't do it and she shouldn't do it.
Yeah,
now, what if the coach had been abusive?
Uh-huh.
If the coach had been abusive on the tape, screaming at these girls and striking them and hitting them, and that leaked, everyone would be cheering her.
Yeah.
That she was a brave mother, she suspected, she put the nanny cam in the locker room, and boom, look what she found.
No, I would honestly, I don't know what the right punishment is, but even in that scenario, I would do punishment for both. Because you can't put a camera in a girl's locker room. You just can't do it, right?
Yeah.
And then if it turns out the coach was abusive, well, obviously you can't do that either.
I love the hypocrisy there, because when it comes to the government, of course, they can wiretap the hell out of us, and it's totally acceptable. But look at the local level. If you are filming a police officer in a public place where there is no reasonable expectation of privacy, they lose it. They want to pass laws to prevent it from happening, right? So it's hilarious that goes on. And in a locker room, you do have a reasonable expectation of privacy. So I totally agree that she shouldn't have done that, regardless of what her intentions are. But if they do find out that she did it because she had good intent and she wanted to protect these kids, she shouldn't serve any jail time.
Look, intent does matter, because what if they find out it turns out she made up the whole thing and she was actually just wanted to see the tape? But that's horrible.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's relevant in this case.